Talk to me about your crewmates.
Oh, they're a fantastic bunch, all of them. They really are. It's the end of a journey in some ways, but fantastic to see the great strides people have made, and it's really lovely to see how positive it's been.
It's only now coming to the end of it that I feel like when you look back and look at the headspace I was in when I wrote my application to become part of the crew, like I'm not where I wanted to get to at the end of the crew, but I'm where I suppose I should have wanted to get to. I joined the crew for entirely selfish reasons. Like I joined it to get something out of it for me, by being a part of the crew, you know, it broadened out, and we had this opportunity to support each other throughout the program. Doing this as a community was more rewarding than the process itself, I found. I've such a good life, and I want to be able to make sure that other people around me share that experience, because it's totally random that I got to live the life that I live, and so that I suppose the least I can do is try and make life better for other people as well. Their struggles may be unique, but you don't have to be alone in that struggle either.
When I think back to how I felt the first day coming in, oh my God, I felt horrendous, absolutely horrendous. And it's gas because at the beginning I was like, I'm going to need to do this and that, and oh no, it's not possible, it's too much, and I didn't mentally feel able for any of it. But they weren't big things, it was only little things, like going down and signing up to a gym. That's literally all it took to feel like I'm kind of back out into the real world. The happiness is back. I don't look as miserable. I certainly don't feel as miserable. Every day is easier. I feel completely back to myself, which I never thought was possible, especially in such a short space of time. The crew has just made me progress as a person. It's made me happier. It's made me go internally think about where I want to be in my life and how I want to feel in my life. I'm completely out my role.
People need to be kinder to themselves and more tolerant of themselves. Because if you can't be nice to yourself, then you can't be in a position to be as nice to others as you would like to be either. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned. It's if you're not nice to yourself, then you don't have a foundation for anything else.
I think the biggest thing was when we wrote things about each other. So when I read that out, like, I was really taken aback by what everyone had said. What other people had seen in me that, like, I wouldn't see myself. No matter how many times you tell yourself, like, you'll always have those doubts, but then it's so nice when you hear it from other people and it really does start to sink in that you're making a difference. Those people saying those things, like writing those things about me, has really, like, it's just like made me happier, I suppose.
You have an idea of the person that you want to be and the type of person, and you don't ever know if you are that person. And then for each person to literally say the same kind of thing in that, and it's the person that I want to be, just, I'm crying again. So yeah, that was pretty nice. This is going to sound really corny, but I actually feel happy for the first time I have, probably in a very, very long time. The two girls that I was linked in with had a big role to play in that, and a role to play in just slowing me down a little bit and getting me to focus on what I'm grateful for. I've looked after myself better, I've minded myself better, and I've afforded myself the opportunity to say, it's okay to be happy, or it's okay to do this for yourself. But the running theme is that no matter how shit you felt, there was always somebody there, and we'd have our group meetups, and you realise that people are struggling as much as you, so you don't need to do it all at once, and that we're all just, it's a process. It's a process that we have to just be patient with.
I think your well-being, your health, physically and mentally, is very important. Mentally, for me, I never thought was something I needed to work on. I think journaling and reading back on how I felt after each day, when you're reading back and you're like, there's a pattern here, you know, something's got to give, and you didn't actually realise that. There's always someone to talk to. There's always someone out there that's, you know, willing to support you and to listen to you and to help you get through those bad days. Just, there's someone there to talk to, so use them.
The crew, for me, it meant stepping out. Like, I would never have imagined that I would willingly do something like this. I think growth is the only word that comes to mind, because for me, it was every single time I had to meet with these people, I knew that they were going to demand something of me just by being in the room, and I knew that I had to rise to that expectation. I feel like I've expanded over the last 10 months in my relationship with people. Like, we're always going to have challenges in our lives. Like, we're always going to have reasons to be terrified. We're always going to have reasons to want to give up. But now I know that I can push through. I know that if I need help, I can reach out and say, please help me. And so when I get to an obstacle, I'm not going to let it like drown me or crush me. I'll know that if I can push through it on my own, fine. If I need help, I'll get help, and I'll get through whatever it is that comes my way.
If you think about the 8 of us, right, and when we started, and where everybody was at the start of that, and the stories that people are bringing to the table by the end of it, like, some of the crew have dramatically changed their lives. They've done that because they've had conversations on an ongoing basis with a group of people that they didn't know. I mean, the science behind this is very simple. If people understood that it, you know, despite the challenges, it actually isn't that difficult. you know, if you can talk to the right people and you can sort of have fun and push each other to make improvements in your life, wouldn't life be a lot easier for a lot of people? And I know that oversimplifies things, but that's what happened to us.